for the Ugandan people. Wevale, mulimutia. Vana, ai, we imepotea. Bana Uganda. So once again, guys, welcome to another episode. This is Keith and this is Keith Interiors. So much excited. I am in Kampala. This is Masoli, Kandongo area. So today I'll just show you some of the space I am actually transforming. We've already done the demolition, done the gypsum work, done the cornices, and it's not even so much big. And this is to those people who will imagine and think probably, for me to subcontract Keith or Keith Interiors, my project has to be massive. It doesn't have to be, but it has to reach a certain standard or a certain level, because interior design, for sure, it's a bit of luxury. And as you know, luxury is also, it has a price tag. So I'll just take you through what I'm doing currently in Masoli, and that is Kampala, so that you get to know. But before I unfold, I just talk about, sometimes I like history. This client watches, actually I was with him yesterday, the whole of yesterday, and he was telling me, Keith, all your projects, every time you drop, I am there to learn. I am an engineer, but I think my passion is into interior design. So I keep on watching your videos, and your life stories you've always given us is a complete replica of my background. And that's why I got so much interested in this, and I knew very well I will work with you. Initially when you started, I used to think I'll not afford you, until it got to a point one day and you explained that even if it's a kitchen, we can do it. Even if it's a lounge, we can do it. And prices are different. You choose your tag and I will whatever. So I watched a video, and one day you said one of the kitchen is between 700 to 1 million. And I said, can I afford 700 so that Keith can do it for me? And then you also explained that your site visit is a certain amount of money, and I said I can do that. And for today, we came in to do the kitchen, but we are now doing the kitchen, we are doing the dining, and we are doing the lounge. And even as per yesterday, some more scopes were added, and that is why, for those people, again, in my stories, I've always said, I came to realize that starting is the thing. If you do not start, you will never do it. I've noticed that anytime someone just breaks a wall and says, I'm going to do this wall, they end up doing more. So until you get in, you will never do it. So start. So let me show you something here. So for this particular project, I'm not going to go into so many things, but from the previous project that I'm doing in Rongai, this is basically more or less the same setup. This is a scope that we haven't been given, but if I was to do it from this particular point, I will actually start with these columns and do nice, beautiful columns. And those are moldings, those are the bases, that is the body, and that is the head. Do some nice, beautiful moldings along this. Maybe work on those gutters and the fascia boards, and maybe repaint. You see the way we repainted the Ngong Road project? Repaint those tiles nicely. Then now work on this entry porch. By entry porch, I'll do nice, beautiful, maybe the travertine tiles with some nice, beautiful borders, that is the granite or something like that, so that I avoid the corner strips, that is the metallic corner strips. As I go in, I'll work on that main entrance and give it a grand entry. A nice beautiful chandelier, and probably now work on those walls. There's some molds, that is the fong pangle, are eating the walls. And those are some of the things. As I come in probably, so as I give the details, probably I'll do a nice beautiful granite, or do the travertine tiles and just give it a strip here overlapping, so that I avoid putting these ones. So like that. Then I come and again do some natural stones here. Then I do the same thing here. Then this door, I do my beautiful solid mahogany omvule entry porch. Then I give you nice beautiful chandelier here. and we go in, repaint. And that is just beyond the scopes. But I'm just giving a synopsis, an intro to this project, the extent it can go. So that is basically a design of my head, and then sometimes when I'm given, that is when I sit down and now do the 3Ds and show you, then now we can have the back and forth until we agree and say, surely, this is the son of man that I want. So let's go in. So you walk in, partially here we'll just, you see, this house was done, I think, 12 years down the line, and these effects were the in thing. So as we come in, we are scrubbing out this effect just to ease up the space, give it just a simple, elegant look. We are not looking into complicating spaces, just simple, elegant look. Simple gypsum ceiling, which has already been done with a simple step-down cornice all around, and it's 80 mm all through. Then the pelmet boxes, which are 300 mm away from the wall, so that these curtains can come from this point and they go back into the ceiling, so that you drape the entire wall, not just the window. So let's walk in. As you walk in, you meet the lounge. So partly this is one of the scope that was added yesterday, and I know very well, by the grace, let me talk like a Christian, by the grace, this is gonna be done. And we have agreed the floors will be done in such a way that now the 3 spaces that we've been given, that is the entry porch, the lounge, the dining, and the kitchen, we completely work on it so that we never come back to it. Then now we can now slowly move into the bedrooms. So the main thing, as I've always told you, you enter the house is the main entry, then as you go to the lounge, it's the focal wall. So there is a nice, beautiful feature. I don't want to elaborate so much, so that you can subscribe and wait for the notification. When I drop the video, you will be able to see. So we're just having a nice, beautiful TV unit all the way, some nice, beautiful feature cabinets on the side, inside, then a TV, and then we have some special effect that comes on the back of the focal wall. So you enter this house from the lounge, you get the main entry door, you get the tiles on the floor, you get simple gypsum ceiling, you can see bed working on the whatever. We have already scrubbed out the rough textured finish on the gypsum, and now we are skimming. This is a process that takes roughly a week or 2. So within a week, you will see the elegance or the simplicity of the project. And as I've always said, simplicity is the mother of design. And as also you design, there are, I think, 7 elements of design that you have to work around them, so that you can get a space that can talk an international language. Let's walk. So demolitions were done around this place. Larry can throw in that. We had those arches that speak a lot or have a lot of description. We are just going simple, straightforward. Then as you can see, the step was from there to there. We have elongated. So this step overlaps there, all the way to there. The cabinet goes and hits there. So we'll have the tiles going, and then we'll have the wooden panel. That is one single panel without joints, running from that end all the way to the end, and with a nice, new, beautiful bull nose on the front side, and then the archy trap, the skirting hits it on the lower side, leaving a 25, and it sits on it like that. And the feature is on the lower step, then also on the landing, going like that. Then it has to come in this size, so that now you are treating the entire thing. Then it runs like that, floating on this other side. I've drawn a number of things on this side. The cabinets actually are gonna be this almost 7 boxes from this end all the way to the end, and they're all covered, but we are leaving one open so that we can have our decoder, we can have our receiver, and we can have all the wires. We are anticipating to have a sound bar, a TV, And that is the only thing we want to see on this wall. So all the cables that go into the TV, all the way to the sound bar, all the way to the sound bar, all the way to the receiver, all the way to the decoder, we want to pipe all of them so that they are in this open cabinet. So we'll have the internet, we'll have the antenna, we'll have HDMI, and then we'll have sockets that will power in. Then all those gadgets will be put there. Then we do the cable management. Then we put something probably at the front side so that all the cables you don't see, the only thing you'll see is just the TV and the sound bar. So that means we are working with that one. That is the sound bar in subwoofer. So if you can for now, this particular space now, the entire thing has been consumed or has been maximally used. So that forces me to create a socket on the back side. As you sit on that side facing this side, we'll have a subwoofer at the corner there. Then you come and place your things there. But you don't place anything on the subwoofer because it vibrates. And since it's on the other side, you don't want to know where the bass is coming. So we'll put it on the back side so that this entire thing is a clean wall. Let's go. So back to the dining. I don't want to take a lot of time. So we are levelizing the ground. Sometimes you go to the site and the plinths, when you are doing the concrete plinths, they're supposed to be 120. 120, why? Because you're targeting 100. As you do the tiles, you consume or you utilize 20 mm. Then because the surface on top of where you come to put the cabinets, you don't need to tile, you just make it smooth so that the cabinets sit on it. So you utilize the 20, then the whatever comes to 100, so that the skirting around the house, when it's 100, it is uniform all through. So on this side again, as you transit the dining and the kitchen to the dining, as you're working on the dining, most of the times that is for the architects. Please give us all those nice, beautiful, big walls. On this project, we got this wall, and we are going to have a buffet counter with some crockery cabinets on the side. And this is gonna be a feature on its own. You sit in the dining and you can look at something, or you sit in the dining and you can feel the space. So without whatever, it's gonna flow all the way, wall to wall. We're having the glass cabinets on the side and a glass cabinet, and then just a simple feature wall on the in between. Then because we had the sink on this side, we are going to have another beautiful cabinet again. That is, this space is 917. I'll use 900, whereby I'll split them into two. That will be 450 and 450. One will be a tall cabinet with a glass panel and lights inside, and the shelves will be in glass also. That is again now just bringing in different elements, variety as an element of design, but carefully harmonizing the space. And this cabinet and that cabinet on the other side must speak the same language, or must be in harmony. So just on the other side is a tall cabinet, then the other cabinet is actually a tall cabinet, but it has the upper cabinets and the lower cabinets, leaving you a space in between here that you can use to put your things. And then immediately after, the transition continues. But it continues in a way that this element and this element are more or less the same but different. So basically this becomes our breakfast counter. You sit on this side facing the kitchen, but separated on the other side, but they hit each other. They meet at a certain point, but they are not contradicting. They are unified. So it's an 1.8 counter that can carry 3 persons. That is a stool of 6. Stools normally are 300, but you don't want to congest the space. You are giving each individual person 600 mm space to sit, 600 mm space to sit, 600 mm space. Then I give you a socket around here. You can see this is what we do. These are now our elevations and details that we do on site. You can actually see the same thing on this side. I come specifically for this because that is after the plasters and all that. Some people would ask me, where are my detailed elevations? If you are walking with us the journey, that is from the design stage, that is from the site visit to design, to quotation, to implementation. Don't be so much bothered about this. I come specifically for this because measurements on the drawings are slightly different from measurements on the whatever. And then sometimes when you're doing these measurements on site, you are thinking, you are critically thinking and all that. you get to do some little adjustments on the side, like this adjustment of the boards and all that. I just thought about the other side and this side, and I thought the kitchen and the dining should look slightly different, and this unit is gonna be slightly different from the other side, but similar to the other side. So from there, now we finish the breakfast counter. We come here, as usual, I've told you, in the kitchen we are working with the high levels, we are working with the low levels, and we are working with the islands, and we are working with the tall cabinets. For this particular kitchen, a bit of history about the kitchen. This kitchen was actually up to somewhere here, where we have done gypsum. Actually, this is not gypsum, this is the plaster with the chicken mesh. So the partition was here, the kitchen was too small. So what we've done, we've demolished the partition that is here. That was actually, the other back side was actually the pantry. And the pantry had this window that we have actually blocked. So sometimes you look at functionality, aesthetics, and all manner of things. You ask yourself, do I need the pantry which I really do not stock so much things, or do I need a functional kitchen? And this client really needed a functional enough, or kitchen that is spacious enough to utilize or to have the modern facilities. And for that particular reason, that is why this partition was removed, the window was shifted onto the other side, and the door was created. Then here, this is where we had the door into the back side of the house. Now it has been shifted from that point to this point. Reason being, so that I can achieve the tall cabinet. So on this side where we have the tall cabinets, I'll have the microwave and I'll have the oven, and look at my elevations done detailed too after the demolitions and after the plaster. So I've done my demolition. I leave a few millimeters on the side just to give an allowance. Then I will draw the tall cabinet, I'll draw the upper level, I'll even specify the materials. Then immediately after, I draw the elevation of the fridge cabinet and confirm. And as I do that, I keep on shifting things. You can check on the wall, I've already given instruction. If I was to give you elevations on site or before site construction, then this elevation will be what you use. But as I come to site, I adjust things. So this guy has to add here and cut here, and then add here. So that is for those people who are asking, give me the elevations. I would prefer do these things myself on site, just leave them for me. So this is a pull-out pantry, this is the double door fridge, tall cabinet, oven, microwave, and the decorative drawers on the upper side. Move quickly to the other side. So this is the cooking side. So the cooking side, I opted to put the cooker directly at the center, so that my symmetry as an element, I have the 3 cabinets on the left, I have 3 cabinets on the right. So the fridge is here, the hob is here. Again, this is an element. Again, if I do not, I did come to site, this would have stayed the way it is. But since I'm here, and this cabinet has drawers, this is drawer number 1, drawer number 2, and the other panel that carries what? The hob. After all these guys, shift this thing to come to around 800 from the floor level, so that the 2 drawers can be independent from the cabling. So this is gonna carry the gas, this is gonna carry the cooker unit. Then when you finish putting the cooker unit, it gives you the hood on top. Again, you've seen I've shifted this slightly up to there because the floor has again changed. After the flooring had been done, we noticed something has changed on that side. So we have refloored again. And now we've utilized another 20 mm, so 40 mm, and that is why this is affecting the other thing. So it's shifting. So we have our low level cabinets, that is the spice rack on the left immediately after the cooker, and 3 cabinets, 2 cabinets, one for the drawers, and one as a door. Same thing on the upper side. And it's a replica on this side. A door, that is a spice rack, 2 doors. And this door carries the Lazy Susie because this is the corner. So it's a 1070 from the wall, and the door will be 450. So that door is the one that carries the Lazy Susie. When you're opening, you pull out, and then you can stock your things on the far corner and use. It takes a return The return carries the 450, and the 450 is because you want to unify these doors at the corner so that you have this door same size and this door same size. Immediately you put this had a dishwasher, but the client opted to do away with the dishwasher. Now we are doing drawers. Immediately after the drawers, we do another door, and these doors are gonna be 500 because the cabinet that carries the double bowl sink is normally 1,000. So we want this door to be again uniform, to look the same. You don't want to put the 500 then put a 350 or a 400. So on this side they will all be 500. So quickly on the outer side, so that you see the works how they go on. So you will see modifications the way we do them. On this side we have the door that has been fitted. This has to be body fillered, sanded and polished, and then spray painted so that you do not see the workmanship of these guys. Then the guys for the plaster are doing their work. This is a window that was created. Then this is where the pantry was. Then the molding will be finished. And by the time we are done, you will be so much happy. And this is just to show you that Keith Interiors, actually the reason why, and I would repeat why I take the videos before, is for you to trust the process. That process is very key. Not so many people will show you projects that they've finished, but they won't show you the process. The process will help you know what are the timelines this guy uses on the site. Does this guy finish? Because someone can show you so many projects that they started, but show you one that they finished. So if I can show you all the projects that I start, and you can actually attest and see the projects have been finished, then you will believe and know that this guy normally takes up projects and finishes the projects. And the second thing is, the reason why I show this is so that for those people who want to do their due diligence, we deal with the clients, and most of the times privacy or integrity is the most important thing. We don't bring clients to sites that the client has already occupied. We just don't want to interfere with the private life of people. People get their funds from different sources and they want their life to be private. Once it has been handed over, we are not bringing people to your site. And that is why we want you to see the process, see how it started, see how it's finished. We'll come and zoom our cameras into so many details. By the time you look at those, you can decide and say, do I want to work with this young man or not? And at Keith Interiors, let me not waste your time. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our social media pages, and at Keith Interiors, where style meets elegance. Asante.